Welcome to my podcast, Live from the Heart podcast. I'm very delighted to welcome you today. And we're going to talk about when shit hits the fan, basically. I usually have a more uplifted spirit and I share a lot about how to create the most beautiful life you can create. But because this month is a bit challenging, I think I'm going to talk about challenges. Um, I'm going to talk about challenges from a place of gratitude, although this is pretty upsetting. But yeah, I can do that. I can do that because I've been working on it for the past maybe 10 days, and things are getting slowly better, even though it's not easy every day. So I've I've come across coaching like a few years ago after meeting naturopathy and EFT, emotional freedom technique, and it helped me a lot to figure out who I am and what I truly want from this life and identify my values and live according to my values. And it's been so helpful, like a light in the dark when things get hard. And I have so much gratitude for that because it helps me a lot, not only build the most beautiful life that I can, but also when things gets really hard, then it's also super helpful. So first and foremost, well, this month was supposed to be a light month for me and taking some time to dance and to take care of myself, to focus on my healing and just rest and do more steps. Instead of 10,000, I do 15,000 these days, or 15 to 20,000, and decorating my house and spending more time with my family and all those things. So all of this is happening and I'm super grateful for this. But there is also some heaviness and some challenges that I'm currently experiencing. So I have plenty of time to face my shit and my emotions and experience what I'm supposed to experience this month. Which is interesting because I started just before the beginning of July this new product that I'm using on my skin in the evening from my friend Ameyo Malm. She's a transgenerational therapist and she's helped me a lot. I don't know how long ago, many years ago, I was in therapy with her and then she became a friend. And she told me, she said, use water. Water is like, she has products according to the elements. And she said, water is, because it's your birth month, July, it's going to help you a lot. And indeed, it's helping me go to the roots and to the depth of what I need to face. So gratitude for that, even if it's not easy. So a few things have not been easy. I think the first one is just my birthday. I think it's always an emotional time. So it was last week. And thank you for everyone sending me beautiful messages and flowers and gifts. And I did have a beautiful day and I was showered with love and it was amazing. So gratitude. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. But also, a lot of things resurface from birthday times. With birthday times, the absence of some family members and family challenges and how sometimes it was unhappy before. And although I have gratitude for today, it's not always easy. So that's one thing. And well, it's every year like this, so that's fine. I get over it, and then the week after, it usually feels better. But also this period of time, I also took a break with my boyfriend. It's going really well with my husband, but the break is with my boyfriend, and we've been in experiencing challenges for about 6 months. But we've decided that it was about time to take a break because things are getting too hard for both of us. And then on that same week, there is the dog that we take care of with Christian, a beautiful dog which lives in our street that we found with the inability to walk with her back legs. And we don't know exactly what happened, probably never know about it. But there was an injury to her spine and she's paralyzed for now. So only the legs, the tail continues to move. And also when we scratch the paws, she has reflexes on the paws. So the doctors are hopeful that the spine can repair itself, but they don't know about the nerves. So she's currently at the clinic and we go see her every day. And that's super hard. Yeah. So this is where I'm at right now. So what I would like to share today is about how I face those situations and what I use in my toolbox so that I can experience all of this. Well, that's okay if the emotions are present because I can't hide them anyway. So let's just go there. First of all, the things that I have to remember and that I do, like I face it like every day, I repeat it to myself, is that life is always happening for me. So whatever is happening, it can be challenging, it can be difficult, but it doesn't mean that it's against me. So this is one thing. That's the one thing, because I tend to go back to victim mode and think that, oh my God, I'm so unlucky to experience those situations. But actually, who am I to say that this life is not going to be even better after the break, or a breakup if it happens, or there's not going to be better after when we get this dog back and that she's even more healthy than before, or that maybe she's handicapped but there is so much love and we care for her, or whatever, who am I to say that it's not getting better? And to do that, I remember always this story from this story about a farmer, and this farmer finds a beautiful horse, and then he takes the horse back to his farm, and everybody says how lucky he is. Like, oh my God, you're so lucky, you found the horse. And then he says, yeah, who says it's luck? Maybe I'm lucky, maybe I'm not, time will tell. And then later on, the horse disappears, and everyone in the neighborhood says, oh my God, you're not lucky, you lost your horse, blah blah blah. And then he says, who am I to say that I'm lucky or not? Time will tell, we'll see. I'm rephrasing. And then the horse comes back with like 10 horses, and everybody looks at the farmer and say, oh my God, you're so lucky, look at you got more horses, they're beautiful. And then the son of the farmer starts to try taming the horses, and he falls and breaks his legs. And then everybody says, oh, you're so unlucky, now your son cannot help you at the farm, so this is bad luck. And then again he says, who am I to say that it's luck or not luck? And then a war starts, and every young man is called to go to the war, and the son doesn't go to the war because he has his leg broken. So, well, you understand the moral of the story is that since you don't know the end of the story, you cannot say if it was luck or not luck. So we've all encountered situations where we thought it was really bad, and then it turned out to be actually really great for us. So this is what helps me to remember that life is on my side. I just don't always have the manual to read what's actually happening. So this is one thing. And then I've been using a lot the tools that I shared in Summer of Love. Summer of Love is something I've created last week. It's free. It's on YouTube. It's a series of videos from Monday to Sunday. And you find just beautiful tools, coaching questions. And there is also, forgiveness exercises and coming back to my responsibility and self-love exercises. So this is very interesting that I had to start my summer with that. Like, I had the impulse to create Summer of Love, and then I realized, well, this is great, and this is a great starting point in order to use what I know. I think one risk is to experience shitty situations and then forget all about what we know and just go down spiraling into the worst case scenarios and into just being in a loop. So remembering that life is on my side is one thing. And then I step into gratitude for everything that is there, instead of focusing what I don't have, because I don't have a grasp on people's change. I cannot change my boyfriend. I cannot change the situation of that dog in the clinic. So I can only come back to myself. So I can focus on gratitude for what I have and who I am. So I have gratitude for my groundedness, my ability to just come back to myself and use the tools that I have. I am grateful for having the spaciousness in my life to be able to experience this without being stressed out by work, because I actually took some time aside from work. I have money, I have resources to help me, which has been very helpful. I've been, decorating my house and spending money. Spending money have been helping, believe me or not. buying some new clothes also, and going to the spa also, in between cries. And also having resources to seek for help, I have a session tomorrow with a healer. I have another session with an osteopath on Tuesday. I see my therapist on Thursday. And all of that is possible because I have resources. And I'm super grateful for that. And gratitude for the choices I made the past few years. Just my ability to go walk in nature every day because I live where I want to live. And it's awesome. It's beautiful. There's so much beauty around me. And gratitude for my health because I've been taking care of myself. I don't need to worry about my health currently. I'm detoxing, which also makes me more emotional. I've started detox in like May, and I didn't take a break, and my detox was not really efficient. And so I'm doing it again with more rest. And this is, I believe, more efficient right now. And also gratitude for being, just showing up for life and doing the job that I love, not having to question that part of my life. Also gratitude for the amazing people around me. I'm surrounded by a lot of coaches that have been super helpful. When I talk to my friends, they're always wanting the best for me, and that's pretty cool. So all of this is super helpful. And also for the great reflex that I have, I tend to, I'm very solution oriented, so I don't stay a very long time in a emotional turmoil, even though it's particularly challenging these days. Yeah, so how do I do that? I use a lot of time to reflect on my inner narrative, the story that I tell myself. I do that by asking myself the right questions. And again, you can find that in Summer of Love and in one of my former podcasts. I teach that in coaching too. I use the work from Byron Katie. I use meditation, contemplation. I use journaling. And this is super helpful to shine light on what is there. Also, I use taking radical ownership of the responsibility that I have in the situations. Yeah, I'm doing the work. And actually, what's something that I've been shining light today on is that I have an inner narrative that I didn't realize before, is that I tend to be the one doing the work. And it's kind of like I tell the story to myself that I'm doing the work, and that the people I love don't necessarily do the work, and then they cannot catch up on doing the work, and then I have to cut the cords with them because it's too painful to see them in the same cycles, and that's not where I want to live. I have another standard for my life. So yeah, I noticed that it's a pattern, and that it's a story I tell myself. I didn't see that before. So every day I shine light on new things, and then I can drop the stories. So I see the story, I face them, I ask myself, ooh, what does it remind me from my past, from what I've previously experienced, and can I drop it? Like, can I just make it not a part of my present and of my future? It's not because it's been there that it has to be there for my whole life. And then I can work it with my therapist also, if I have more awareness, and it can show up. Old stories like this. It's a great opportunity. I see those challenges as opportunities to see that I'm still storing some stuff inside of me that are holding me back from creating the most beautiful future that I can. So, well, that's pretty cool in a way. Yeah, and then there is a question that a coach of mine asked me years ago that I love, and she said, her name is Melissa, and she said, and Claire, if the situation never changes, or if the people around you don't evolve, and I remember it was because of COVID, and I was super upset during COVID. I was really hoping that people would wake up to the lie of the world, and really show up and decide that we can do something else together and everything. And it didn't really happen. I mean, it happened, but just a small percentage of the population. And she said, Anne-Claire, if the world doesn't evolve the way you would like it to, and people don't wake up, how far do you want to evolve? And this is a great question because I can see it now. Yeah, I can see it now with my life. Like, if the relationship that I'm currently in with my boyfriend, my second partner, because I have another partner. So if this situation doesn't evolve, then how far do I want to evolve me in my life? And that helps me not stay stuck in a waiting area, because otherwise we keep waiting for other people and situations to be unlocked outside of ourselves, but actually there is very little change that things change chances that things change outside if we don't change inside. So I choose to evolve anyway, and because I choose to evolve anyway, things will evolve outside, and it will be for the best, for my best, and for the best of the other people also, because life happens for us and not against us or to us. So that's for it. And then I talked about taking full responsibility for situations and realizing that we are a vibrational match for things. And so if I'm a vibrational match for the challenges that I'm currently experiencing, is that I've been putting something out there, and just, well, when I face what I'm currently facing, I realized that a year ago, before the relationship started, I was happy, and I was living my best life. And then month after month, I think I kind of I relied on someone, and I just put my responsibility away for some things instead of taking back my responsibility. And then I became a vibrational match for what we're currently experiencing now. So my job during that break is to go back to where I was a year ago. Well, not exactly, because I'm a new person. Just if you don't know, like, almost all the cells of our body renews in a few months. There's just a few cells that renews in a few years. So basically, we're almost anew every few months. So this is what I mean, is that I'm a new person compared to last year, but I want to go back to a place of I feel happy, I feel complete, I feel fulfilled, and I have everything in my power to create the most beautiful life I can. And yeah, and then when I'm going to meet that guy again, let's see if we are a vibrational match or not, because I might not be a match anymore for what he's offering, or maybe he's offering something different too. So we're going to see about that. So this is a great opportunity when some things like that happen and that life gets more challenging, to welcome more self-love and more self-care, and also ask ourselves what are the benefits of the situation, because there are always pluses in every situation. It's always something that we are experiencing for our benefit. It can be a hidden benefit, or something which is, or I can complain, I can be a victim again, or it can be I have a benefit because it's bringing back to my power again because I was putting it too much outside. So many things we can explore. This is just awesome in a way, it's terrible, but it's also awesome to have the opportunity to have life call us back and bring us back to our power, and facing what we've been hiding. About relationships, also something which is very interesting that I'm currently doing is that I'm asking myself which part of me were brought alive by this relationship, and how can I nourish them myself so that I don't lose, in a way, access to parts of myself not being in this relationship. How can I nurture that so that it's just a part of me, whether I'm with this person or not. And it's always there. I always have access to that because I know the way now that they are brought to life again. So this is also my own responsibility to do that. And it takes us back to the curiosity that we have for who we are and who we can become. And that's what I'm currently calling in. Like, who am I? Who am I behind those challenges? And well, because there was my birthday too, I did a little ceremony for myself, and I made a list of the things that, in a way, I'm grateful for, but that I do no longer want to carry for the next decades and, until the end of my life. And yeah, I burned the list, and it was beautiful. And then I made a new list about things that I want to nourish and that I want to see come to life for the next year and years ahead. So I have a lot of curiosity about who I can be, and I love this metaphor of the how do you say it in French? We say boule à facette. It's the disco lights, the ball, disco balls that you put into the ceiling, and that when there is light, you can see a lot of reflections of multiple facets. And I believe we have so many facets, and we get to experience as many as we are curious about. So I'm currently curious about the facets that I'm revealing, going through those challenges, because I've been actually, maybe that's my fault. I've been calling in this new chapter, thinking that I've created very beautiful things so far between my books and my online programs, and really showing up for the podcast and online social media and everything. And then I'm thinking, what have I not yet tapped into? What else am I? What else can I share? How can I serve? Because I know that I'm bigger than that. I've always had the feeling that I'm only starting because it's always life revealing itself through me. So it's just amazing, this curiosity, where it's going to take me. So yeah, so this question, what else is possible for my life? And then coming back to what's currently very important. And I think one of the most important answer that I found is, how can I show up for myself? How can I be there for myself? How can I connect with my inner child and her needs? But also, how can I be, bringing more joy into my adult life? So there is kind of a balance also for me to find, because I'm very therapy and coaching oriented. So I tend to look for solutions and answers into therapeutical tools. But sometimes, solutions are just going dancing and meeting with friends and um, connecting more with joy and fun and pleasurable times in this life, and not always being so serious as I used to be. So yeah, that's about it. Um, that's what I wanted to share today in this episode. Thank you for listening, and maybe you're also experiencing some challenging summer. I invite you to connect with the questions that I've shared today, let you know that you're not alone in that, and that life is also happening for you, and that there must be a reason why it's happening. And just like me, you don't have the manual, and you're going to figure out later that if it happened, it was probably for your best, because you had resources to grow in order to access your next stage. And that's exactly where I'm at. And well, let's make the most of it. And the next chapter is going to be epic and beautiful. Yeah, that's basically what I wanted to share today. If you've enjoyed this episode, please share it around you. Maybe you know people who are currently experiencing shitty situations and who will want to find also resources. I invite you to continue growing as a person, whatever you're experiencing outside of you, and also invest in yourself, because you're the best asset. And it will always be rewarding. I wish you lots of love and lots of courage. Courage coming from the French etymology corps, courage, which comes from heart. So yeah, let's be brave and face what we have to face to create the most beautiful life we can, whatever life throws our ways. You can also help me by giving 5 stars to this podcast, Live from the Heart, on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. It helps me have more visibility and more people finding the next episodes. I send you lots of love, and I wish you a beautiful summer of love.